It's said to level mountains, part seas, and strike armies with invisible force. A golden chest lost in time, feared by many and relentlessly sought by kings, prophets, and even modern governments. This is the Ark of the Covenant, a divine artifact so powerful its very existence blurs the line between faith and legend. But what if it's not just a symbol? What if it's real and still out there? For centuries, rumors have swirled, hidden in Ethiopia, buried beneath the Temple Mount, seized by the Nazis, or locked away in some off-limits vault. But why is everyone so desperate to find it? What does the Ark truly contain? And more importantly, what would happen if someone finally opened it? The answers might be stranger and more dangerous than we're prepared to handle. The Ark of the Covenant first appears in Exodus, described with astonishing detail. Made of acacia wood and overlaid with pure gold, it was built to house the 10 Commandments, Aaron's staff, and a jar of manna. But beyond its sacred contents, the Ark symbolized something greater: God's presence among his people. Its movements were always dramatic. When the Israelites crossed the Jordan River, the waters halted as soon as the priests carrying the Ark stepped in. At Jericho, they marched around the city with the Ark, and the walls collapsed. These weren't symbolic gestures. The Ark was portrayed as a weapon of divine power, but that power came with danger. Uzi, a man who merely touched the Ark to steady it, was instantly struck dead. It was clear this was no ordinary artifact. Only the consecrated could come near it. Even the Philistines, after capturing the Ark, faced disaster. Their idol Dagon fell broken before it, and plague spread across their cities. Terrified, they returned it. The Ark punished those who disrespected it, friend or foe alike. King David eventually brought the Ark to Jerusalem, but not without tragedy. A man died during the journey, again for touching it improperly. Only after months of hesitation did David bring it into the city with fear and reverence. Solomon later placed the Ark in the Holy of Holies, the innermost sanctuary of the first temple. Only the high priest could approach it, and only once a year. It became the literal centerpiece of Jewish worship. But when the Babylonians destroyed the temple in 586 BCE, the Ark vanished. No trace, no mention, just silence and a mystery that would last for centuries. After the Ark's disappearance from the First Temple, whispers of its whereabouts began to emerge across the ancient world. Some say it was hidden by priests before the Babylonian invasion. Others claim it was taken, not lost, and its trail scattered through veiled records and forgotten traditions. But no theory is as simple as it seems. Every clue leads to deeper mystery. One of the most enduring legends comes from Ethiopia. The Church of Our Lady, Mary of Zion, claims the Ark rests in their chapel, guarded by a single monk who can never leave. They say the Ark was brought there by Menelik I, son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Visitors aren't allowed to see it, not even scholars or officials. Still, the claim persists. Ethiopia may be hiding the Ark in plain sight. Other researchers have turned their gaze to Egypt. They suggest the Ark was inspired by earlier Egyptian relics, sacred chests used in ceremonial processions. Some even argue the Ark's shape and function resemble Egyptian bark shrines used to transport idols. Was the Ark purely Hebrew in origin, or did it borrow from ancient Egyptian mysticism? Then there's the theory of secret societies. Groups like the Knights Templar are often accused of hiding or protecting the Ark. Some believe it lies beneath Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland, or buried deep within Vatican vaults. The connections are thin, mostly symbols, numbers, architecture. But the obsession is real. Could the Ark be in the hands of those who swear never to reveal it? In Jerusalem itself, some claim the Ark still lies beneath the Temple Mount, hidden in a sealed chamber. But political tensions make archaeological digs nearly impossible. Excavation attempts have led to riots, diplomatic crises, even international outrage. In many ways, the Ark remains untouchable, not just spiritually, but politically. A few more extreme theories place the Ark in places like Jordan, Yemen, or even the Americas. These claims rely on local folklore, mysterious artifacts, or supposed visions, but mainstream historians reject them for lack of evidence. Still, the question lingers. If so many cultures claim to possess the Ark, are they all wrong? Or is someone hiding the truth? The deeper one looks, the more the Ark behaves like a mirror, reflecting the hopes, fears, and agendas of those who seek it. It's more than a relic. It's a symbol, and symbols, more than objects, can vanish and survive at the same time. Throughout the Bible, the Ark is depicted not just as holy, but terrifying. When Uzzah touched it to steady it, he died instantly. When the Philistines captured it, plagues broke out. In 1 Samuel 6, men who looked inside were struck down by the thousands. The Ark wasn't just sacred, it was lethal. So what was inside the Ark that made it so dangerous? It held the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, yes, but some believe it was more than that, an object infused with divine energy, or perhaps a kind of supernatural weapon. In modern terms, some even compare it to an ancient form of radiation. If this sounds like science fiction, consider how it's portrayed in pop culture. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Ark melts faces and annihilates enemies. But that idea didn't come from nowhere. It came from centuries of stories, real or exaggerated, that told of its uncontrollable power. Modern theorists suggest the Ark could be a lost piece of technology, something beyond our understanding. Perhaps a tool of communication, destruction, or energy. They argue that its materials, shape, and the strict rules for handling it all hint at a kind of advanced design hidden beneath ritual. Could it still be dangerous today? If it exists, and if it still works, it may be something no government wants to unleash. This may explain why it's hidden, not just to protect it from theft, but to protect us from it. Others believe the danger is symbolic, that the Ark represents the consequences of pride, disobedience, or seeking divine power without permission. That tampering with the things of God invites judgment, and the Ark is a perfect symbol of that limit. Either way, the idea persists. The Ark is not just lost, it's sealed, not by chance, but for a reason, and maybe we were never meant to find it again. Imagine the headlines, "The Ark of the Covenant found." It would be the biggest religious and archaeological discovery in history. But with that revelation would come chaos, political, religious, and even supernatural. Entire belief systems could be shaken. For Christians, Jews, and even Muslims, the Ark holds sacred significance. It could trigger global pilgrimage, doctrinal debates, or even calls to rebuild the Third Temple in Jerusalem, a move many see as a harbinger of the end times. Governments might scramble to claim it, not just to control the narrative, but to possess the power it may still hold. If even a fraction of the old stories are true, the Ark could shift power balances, militarily, spiritually, or symbolically. Whoever controls it might control perception itself. Conspiracy theorists would go into overdrive. Some believe the Ark is part of a long plan by secret societies, hidden away until a global moment arrives. If found, it might be seen not just as a relic, but as a tool for a new world order. There's also fear. What if the Ark is dangerous to touch or even behold? Would it be studied in labs, locked away again, or hidden from the public to prevent panic? We've seen how powerful secrets are handled, not with open transparency, but tight-lipped control. The church, scholars, and skeptics would all weigh in, but no one could truly agree on what it means. Is it proof of the Bible's truth? A lost technology? Or just an ancient chest filled with symbolic power? In a world of division, the Ark's discovery could either unite or ignite, and maybe that's why it hasn't been found, or has been found and buried again. Because humanity might not be ready for what it means. Or worse, because the Ark isn't just a symbol of God's presence, but of his judgment. For centuries, the Ark of the Covenant has remained more than just a religious artifact. It's a mystery that bridges heaven and earth, faith and fear, history and prophecy. Whether resting in an Ethiopian church, buried beneath ancient ruins, or sealed deep in a government vault, its power lies not only in its physical presence, but in what it represents to the world. In an age of advanced science, digital faith, and global skepticism, the search for the Ark is a reminder that there are still truths we haven't uncovered, and forces we don't understand. It pulls at the human longing for proof, while challenging us to ask, would we even recognize the truth if it was right in front of us? Maybe the Ark is gone forever. Maybe it was never meant to be found again. Or maybe, just maybe, it's waiting, not to be displayed in a museum or paraded on world news, but to fulfill a divine purpose, yet to be revealed. Its silence could be intentional, prophetic. And so the question remains, not just where the Ark is, but what will happen when it's finally uncovered. Because the day it returns, it won't just rewrite history. It might redefine the future. If this mystery gripped you, don't stop here. Subscribe to dive into more of the secrets they don't want you to know. Like, comment, and share your theories, because the truth might be closer than we think.